and the Green Bay Packers. It's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL. As you get it, it's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
And they'll go on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but
Still
all for naught
down
on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
Kyle Rudolph had his 2nd Pro Bowl appearance last year when he had 8 touchdowns, just 1 off of his career high. One of the most likable, upbeat players in the league, continues to improve as a blocker, is one of the best pass-catching tight ends in the league. One of the guys that the Vikings like to build around for the future.
And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. We'll take a look at the starters here defensively for the Packers. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because his feeling was good, solid performance, did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely would like to see some improvement in this week's game.
They always want improvement, don't they?
They certainly do.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert, but right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stacked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
All right, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Campbell. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Drops it to Blue, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. Have the audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, nice move. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their quarterback, the former Baylor Bear. It's RG3.
And coming up of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They go play action. Griffin. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're waiting behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They're back now to the original line of scrimmage thanks to that 8-yard gain. 3rd down now to follow.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
On 3rd down, Griffin. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side
Still
of the line.
4th down.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And this will be a, shall we say, a rather optimistic try here. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this score will stay right where it is. I guess I got to hand it to him. That was that was ambitious.
Well, that's one way to put it.
All right, here we go.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll drop the throw, and this is going to be incomplete. Jeff Heath, the strong safety, able to get in there on the coverage.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodge 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Through a couple of plays, this Green Bay defense is held strong. Now it's third and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a second straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on fourth down?
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back on the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Now Griffin. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Back to throw Barrett. And that is incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Here we go on fourth down with Griffin. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So that throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call.
Holding offense.
The guilty party chants Warmack, the guard out of Alabama. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here we go now.
He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And Catanzero's kick is right through. And that will make our score 9-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So that will push him back. And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Defensively, let's go ahead and meet the starting 11 for Minnesota. And they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Slow.
On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Escaping the pressure right. Complete. Richardson has it. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Slow. Check. Under.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself.
That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that one results.
And put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 2nd down, Griffin. Flushed out right.
Into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. To throw on third down. Griffin eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Crosby puts it through, and they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Offense.
So this will be accepted as he moves the offense backwards.
Here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down with Griffin. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Sheds off the tackle.
Holding. Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now it's Griffin. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
Now, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Here we go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up, down.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. They begin with a carry for Blue. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D linemen to make the play.
They'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a first down.
So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
To throw is RG3. He's got Adams on the hookup. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. The Packers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action with Griffin. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. Edelman was the intended target.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's got Fuller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So that one will be accepted. After the penalty, it's Henry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Again to Henry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Slant route caught by Edelman. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a...
Now look out, Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And this belongs to the Vikings.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Back to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 15 yards through the air on a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Griffith on second down. Boy stays up. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Looking to throw on second down. Griffith, he's going to let it go deep. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Holding. Defense.
Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. This is the running back, Blue. Fights forward for only about a yard after the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And just like that, it's 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Edelman, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And Crosby puts it through, and that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be. On the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game, so maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now back to throw.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Vikings on third down. Just one. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit. And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Now Griffin on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On first down, Griffin. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, once again, Griffin going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Amendola, the intended receiver, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Bears who come in and get the victory on the road. Mitchell Trubisky strong in the victory as his guys run their record to 6-1 on the campaign. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. 31-0, the final score. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson, a touchdown pass in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Flush to his right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. But throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And a short gain down to about the 33. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show pass.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Emerson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. They're going on 4th down. It's Griffin. Now look out. Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. Or use
pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. Griffin. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
You give them 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning.
Now look out, Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And this belongs to the Vikings.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
The timing and the faking on that play was so good, you almost think you're at a magical act, right? The magician has shown you something, and then you realize it's not really there. It's created an illusion, and the illusion was they were going to throw the football. Looked like a pass play. Instead, it turned into a draw. Offensive lineman able to get out in front. They drew the defensive line upfield and beat them at their own game, and that's why they picked up big yardage into the secondary. Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point.
They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on third and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. So he's got another field goal, his fourth now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 36 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer, handing the ball.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Flushed out right. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker. And Crosby puts it through, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. So it's a third field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now let's go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Now let's go. Blue, line it.
On the carry, this is Blue. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still first down.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now let's go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further.
Offense. Still second down.
Now let's go. 319.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start. Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by Chris Long. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Clay Matthews in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. They will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just outside his own goal line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And it's taken in at the 9. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, They put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Throwing now, Griffin on 1st down. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Griffin eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Well, he does have a good leg. I'll give him that. But not that good.
Not by a long shot.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back, and the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Players spotlight time now. Robert Griffin III. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side. Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
And he finds Danny Amendola. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, Griffin. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chain.
Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
All right, here we go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Robert Griffin III now gears up to lead this offense again. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
They'll throw on first down with Griffin. And incomplete on the deep ball.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
On 3rd down, that's Rodgers. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And Crosby puts it through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Pass protection has been a problem all night. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Offense.
And that one is going to set the offense back. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Griffin. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
To throw is RG3. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Julian Edelman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to launch this thing. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Oh, Griffin's going to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Griffin to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the
first down.
INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now Griffin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Griffin being chased out left. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On second down, here's Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them. Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the fourth quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah. And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.